Hi everyone, my name is Javier, and I was honored and excited because I was invited to do as a trainer uh, session for this month. I'm extremely proud that I was the third trainer to do this. I started with Rick Myers and then Miss Robin Radliff. I'm extremely honored, as I said before, to be the third one chosen to do this. So here we are, and hopefully it will be a good one.
When developing a breeding program focused on producing performance Paso Finos, which factors are most favorable and or critical for achieving this objective? And are there any guarantees?
Well, that's a great question, and I think we always have to start with temperament, conformation, excellent bloodlines, and talent, and of course, horses with a natural gait. If we start with those factors, your chances are going to improve. Your chances are going to be better. Uh, a willing horse, a horse with good temperament, is essential. We cannot go very far if we don't have a horse that is willing to cooperate and do it. Conformation, what conformation brings is a horse that is going to be physically able to do the task, and of course gaited. So you have to deal with a horse that is obviously good breeding, very talented, good breeding, and a horse that is willing. As far as guarantees, there is no guarantees. This is a tough deal. The one thing that you will always know, and I tell this to my clients, if you breed to bad horses, you'll never get a good horse. But if you breed to good ones, you have a good chance to getting a good horse. So if you want to get a good result, you got to stick to the top bloodlines and to very good talented horses.
With the growing interest in Trot and Gallop, what do you see for these two breeds to coexist together? And do you feel we should continue to include Trot and Gallop classes at the Paso Fino horse shows?
This is another excellent question. See, what happens was the Paso Fino horse, when it came to the United States, it mostly was influenced by the pure Puerto Rican horse, which was strictly a Paso Fino gaited horse. In the 80s and maybe a little bit earlier, we started having more influence from the Colombian horse, which is an awesome horse, and we have benefited greatly from it. But in Colombia, what they call the caballo criollo colombiano, they develop along with the gator horse, they develop a diagonal horse. They had a strong influence from the bullfighting horses from Spain and Portugal, and they develop a horse that is a diagonal horse. They either trot and gallop, trocha and galope. It's a wonderful horse. It's a beautiful horse. Very, very similar looks wise to our horse, but it's diagonal. Still, probably the most or the smoothest trotting horse I ever seen, and again looks very much like our horse. So the more the merrier. All it does is opens our market to where, if you like a horse that is a trotting horse, opposite to our gaited original version of the Paso Fino horse, we have that option. It's a beautiful horse. As a horseman, I love them. Can they coexist? Without a doubt. I don't see a problem with it. Different tastes, different likes, whatever our market. It broadens our market. I think it opens it up, and it gives people more choices. So I think it's a good thing. It's a beautiful horse, and as a horseman, I love them.
What is your philosophy for training horses?
Well, my philosophy is that the first thing and the most important thing you have to develop when you're training is you have to develop a relationship of respect, but you have to have a friendship or a good relationship with your horses. Your horses have to like you. They have to respect you. They have to understand you are the leader. They have to do or act as you say, but they have to be, they have to be willing to do it. You cannot force them. Along with that, I like my horses to be extremely flexible, soft, supple. So, in a nutshell, my philosophy is a willing horse, a horse that is very, very supple and that gets along with me, but always respects me. Very much like the relationship with your kids when you have kids. You have to be extremely caring, show them a lot of love, but they also have to respect you. So, in a nutshell, I think that's my philosophy, where horses have to want to be with you, share time with you, but respect you.
Please explain the steps you suggest to transition a young horse from a bozal to the bit. What style bit do you prefer to start with? And please describe the bit you most often use when starting the bitting process.
That's another good question. Well, horses, before you get into the horse's mouth, which is the most sensitive end, when you deal with their face, with their nose, whether it is the front or the back with a barbada, you want these horses to be able to flex and give to you and stop and react and get it all done and achieve everything through the bozal before you get into their mouth. Mostly because, as I said before, because it is the most sensitive end, you want to achieve all of that and get them where they give to you, they flex, they stop correctly, they engage before you go into their mouth. Once, hopefully, if you achieve that, once you go into their mouth, the reaction is going to be more effective, more responsive, and it's just going to save a lot of time and get just for them to give better to you. In a nutshell, I guess it's every single horse is different. Every single horse is an individual, but when in my system, when you want horses to be flexible, supple, you gotta achieve that in the bozal without getting into their mouth. Once you get into their mouth, then all of that is going to elevate to a way better, easier communication.
What do you see as the biggest challenge facing the Paso Fino breed today?
Well, I think through the years, the breed has maybe developed or concentrated more into a show horse rather than a trail horse. So if it is that we want to cover the market of the trail horse, we have to be a little bit more concerned about creating a horse that is going to be not just a powerful performer, but it's going to also be a horse that could be a trail riding horse. I'm not so sure that is a product we have right now as a breed. There is exceptions, obviously, but we have concentrated very, very much, and I'm included, in the show horse. So we have a very, very powerful, strong performer. We don't have a 3-cylinder to compare it to a car. We don't have a 3-4 cylinder car anymore. We have more of a NASCAR sports car. We have a horse that is very strong, very still gentle, still beautiful, but you got to get used to that energy because we have a horse that is a very strong performer. And if it is that we want to market to the trail riding market out there, we gotta keep that in mind. We gotta breed accordingly.
How has the breed changed since you began training?
Well, I think that goes back to the prior question. It has changed where a horse is more, if a stronger horse, is a quicker horse, is more of an athlete. And it's a good thing because that's what we wanted, that's what we bred for, and that's what the market asked for. We cannot sit here and complain now about what we have produced if that is what the market asked from us. If the market wanted a pleasure riding horse and a trail riding horse, I'm sure we could have done that. It's probably a lot easier to create a gentle, easy, gaited, very calm horse. I would think it would be a lot easier to do that than to create the horse that we have now, which is a high performer, high octane, very, very strong horse. So it has changed in that aspect. And but I do worry that we have to find that balance. We have to find, and if the trail riders out there want to enjoy the Pasos and they want to pay for probably the best trail riding horse in the world, I'm sure we could provide it, but you got to pay for it.
What is the biggest mistake people make with their Paso Fino horses?
Well, maybe the fact that our horse is very energetic. It's a strong horse. So you got to ride and deal with it accordingly. It's a wonderful horse. It's a beautiful product. It's a gentle horse, but it's energetic. So we have to, it has a lot of brio. And we love it. And if you want to enjoy it and you want to love it, you have to deal with it accordingly. It's not a horse that is going to be maybe as forgiven as some other horses, but it's still an awesome horse. It's awesome to feel, and we absolutely love it. And I hope you guys do too. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I love the breed, and I love to share it with you guys. Thank you, Christy Myers, for making me a part of this, and Madison Collingsworth to inviting me. So God bless you all, and I'll talk to you guys soon.